Hey guys, it's Brian and Abdiel from Sinister Gaming, and Abdiel just got top 4 at the case tourney from the new Battles of Legends set. So what did you play today, Abdiel?
Today I played Dragon Link Bystial Control.
Nice, nice. All right. Did you have any initial thoughts or any shout outs you want to give right away before we start?
The initial thoughts, first of all, I was going to say before you do a big tournament, always get good 8 hours of sleep. Don't oversleep.
There you go, words of wisdom.
Don't forget to eat, otherwise you'll throw. But,
okay, sounds good then.
yeah.
Let's get started then.
Other than that, the deck was good. It performed well. I might do some tweaks to the side deck, but other than that, my ratios were good. My matchups, I was having pretty decent matchups with everything that I was playing against. I don't think there was like really anything that I was struggling with besides Marine Says.
Okay.
But other than that, the deck performed as expected.
All right then, let's get into it.
All right.
You can start with whatever you want.
All right, for sure. So for the main deck, it's a 40 card main deck. My 3 Lubellions. Most people play only 2. I personally prefer a third one just because it gives me an easy side out card. Also, it just allows you to play a little bit more freely with your Lubellion. So you don't got to worry about them getting bestialed by your opponents. You don't got to really worry if you feel the need to banish them. And it always means my Chaos Space is live.
Got it.
So I play 3, and then for the Bestials, it's the 3 Magnamuts, and then 1 of each. 3 Magnamuts, self-standard, or self-explanatory, and then 1 of each. You don't want to play more than 1. Depending on the meta decks, maybe a second Druid Swarm, but other than that, you don't really want to play more than 1 of each, just because they're all searchable. You can all get them off Lubellion or off Magnamut, and they're all one and dones.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So after that, I played the Rocket Engine. I was playing 2 Tracer, 1 Recharger, and then 1 Absolrator.
Okay.
Self-explanatory. I was considering playing the Caliber, but it was requiring me to give up an extra slot, which I didn't want to. I wanted to keep it at 40, nice low minimum. Boost consistency all around.
Makes sense.
And then after the Rockets, I was playing 3 Siegfried.
Okay.
This card was MVP. It was always live. I could either search one of the baby Chaos Dragons, or I can add a Lubellion back from graveyard, which would allow me to search for a Bystial. I don't think there was ever a time when this card was like dead, but it was always good, and it's a really good normal summon. Probably the best one. After that, I was playing Black Metal Dragon and Red MD. Self-explanatory, this card's broken in the deck. And then this, I was playing 2 originally, but I cut it down to 1 just because it's not as useful. I want to summon Siegfried or something else. Like, I don't really want to draw multiples of these because they don't have any graveyard effects besides adding the Red MD. But that's usually a one and done case. And also, there had been times when I would draw these 2 in hand, and I would not like that. And then this is good because if you get nibbed when attempting to pass on seals, you just summon this off of seals, special back a dragon, make another seals.
Nice.
So you always have a chance to do seals. After that, it was 1 Levineer and then 1 of each of the baby dragons.
Ulti Levineer.
Yeah, Ulti Levineer. Shout out Brian for getting in for me. Self-explanatory with these. This was really good. Searching it as follow-up every time I would do Magnamut on my opponent's turn. Having this live was just so good because just puts pressure on them, forces out a negate, forces out interaction, makes your opponent like commit plays earlier than expected when it comes to negations. And then these self-explanatory, I would play more if possible, but Konami doesn't like dragons. Then I was playing, for my hand traps, I was playing 3 Ash, 3 Veiler. These were self-explanatory. Ash is a really good hand trap. And then Veiler, I played this over Imperm because I can't Imperm if I Bystial my opponent. And then plus this is actually really good because I would pitch this to negate an effect and then have a light in graveyard set for my Bystials in case my opponent wasn't playing any type of light or darks.
Right.
Like against Marincess, I would pitch this, to negate their blue tang or whichever one it was, and then just banish this for Magnemite, get a search on end phase. So it was really good. And then shout out to my teammate Brandon for this strategy. The last monster I was playing was Fallen of Albaz. This card is actually clutch. You can summon it off of seals and it creates a really neat interaction because if your opponent has an extra deck monster on board or a light or dark, you just summon this, you pitch something, but you always want your light and darks in graveyard.
Right.
You pitch something and then you scale up to a Mirror Jade, which forces another interaction. So it would be like seals, bounce one, summon this, remove a monster, and then you got Mirror Jade. So that's 3 cards for 1.
Nice.
So it's a good card. Now on to my spells and traps. I was playing 3 Chaos Space. Pretty mandatory for the deck, self-explanatory. 3 Quick Launch. I was considering cutting Quick Launch down to 2, but after consulting one of my teammates, he helped me out with figuring out that it's better to have as much extenders as possible. Plus, game 2 and 3, you can always side one out. It gives you an easy side slot. Then after that, I was playing 1 Regain, 1 Beast. Some people play 2, I prefer 1. Just less bricks, you could say, less cards. Want to keep it at 40. These 2 are good. People don't read Regain. People do not read Regain, so they'll go summon something and I'll have a Magnemite in graveyard and I'll be like, all right, effect special, bounce, like get a search on end phase. They're like, wait, what? And that actually came up so many times. And like there would be so many matchups that I had where I would have this on board. My opponent would not remove it because they wouldn't read it. And then it would just allow me to snowball back into the game. Like there were so many times when I was down, but 1 Regain was enough to start bringing me back. So Regain, Beast, they're both really good. I'm not playing Etude just because I'm not really playing the Apple Dragons or other tuners. Like Etude's good too, but it's more situational than anything. So I prefer not to play it. And then other spells were 1 of each of the field spells. Self-explanatory. You hate opening these, but it happens. Sometimes you open them and sometimes you win with them. And then the last 2 cards in the deck was 2 Talents. Shout out to my teammate Jesus. He suggested for me to play Talents. It was a good card for going first or second. There were so many times when this would come up and I would either be able to draw more or rip cards out of my opponent's hand. Against one of my opponents, I believe it was a lab player, I shuffled back, I want to say it was Stovey, one of the cards that allowed me to just win the game because the rest of his hand was a break.
Nice.
And that's it for the main deck.
Okay.
For the extra deck, I played for my Fallen of Albaz, I played 1 of each. Some people don't like seeing this here because it does waste 3 slots, but it's really good having this. Plus, you can Mirror Jade, pitch this, set either Beast or Regain, so it allows you for some type of follow-up. Plus, just having Fallen of Albaz is good because even normal summoning Fallen of Albaz is good because there's times when I would have normal summon Fallen going second, so I would normal summon, they would have to like force with an Imperm, with some other type of negation. I'm like, all right, cool, go Striker Dragon, do Dragon Link combos.
Yeah.
So it's a good card. For my synchros, I played 1 of each of these. Self-explanatory, they're all really good. Shout out to Spotter, he's the best card here. There's so many times my opponent just like, they wouldn't read the card. Yu-Gi-Oh players don't read, so that's an advantage. Despotter was nice because I was able to keep summoning stuff. There was a time when I summoned back one of my opponent's monsters, which came in clutch, because it put a lot more pressure than needed. Then for my links, I played 1 Access Code, 1 Dark, 1 Romulus, 1 Pitsy, 2 Seals, Unicorn, Striker, and Triple Burst. I played these. 2 Seals is really good. Some people only like 1, and I don't see why. This is like probably your MVP. This removes stuff from your opponent. This gives you follow-up. You tribute this, you get a Magnemite, search on end phase. You tribute this, you summon Fallen, move their stuff. This is too good. And then I played these right here. Some people don't play Pitsy. I played it just because I was scared of Castira. I didn't want to get my Striker Dragon banished and then I have no Link ones to be able to go to. So this is good. I made it against Bright Ones, which won me the game too. Other than that, this was all good. If I didn't play the Boral End Dragon just because I never made it. I probably would put it back, but since I never made it, I've never had any applications up until today where I could have used it. Mm-hmm. So I decided to cut it. Other than that, it would just be put that back. And then now for the side deck, I was playing 2 Dark Rulers, 1 Featherstorm, 2 Twin Sister, 3 Anti-Spell, 2 D-Barrier, 2 Eradicator, 3 Skill Drain. I like these ratios. I think the only one that I never really played today was Eradicator, just because it never came up, but it's still a good card. D-Barrier, it's D-Barrier, self-explanatory. Branded's still a theme, so it's always nice to have. Anti-Spell was the MVP, just flip it up game 2 or 3, they can't use their board breakers, you're good. Skill Drain is good because all your Bystials are big beat sticks. Yeah, they're all big beat sticks, so you can easily beat over stuff. Plus, if you have a Seals on board, you can still tribute it under this. It still resolves.
Right.
So it's good to have.
That with the branded beast in a simplified game state.
Yeah, in a simplified game state, you're too good, you're doing great, and there's really there's no reason not to play those. Sweet. And then I played these for my spell trap removal. I was playing Lightning Storms originally, but Jesus and Brian told me to play Twin Twisters just because it has more applications for me. I can discard my Light or Darks to give me graveyard fodder. Dark Ruler is good. I feel like if I made any changes to this, I would probably just cut one of these and cut one of these for the 2 Lightning Storms.
Or Eradicator, since you said you didn't
or
use
Eradicator.
Yeah.
It all just depends. It depends on how the meta continues to shape up. But other than that, that was the side deck. Like I said, it was 40 card main, 15-15, pretty standard.
Okay. Did you want to go over your matchups?
Yeah, so for my matchups here, round 1, I played against Marincess. Okay. I lost game 1 because they just snowballed me. Game 2, I accidentally misplayed. Just waking up late, oversleeping. I was tired. I forgot to activate a certain card and it cost me. But after that, I was down 1 round. After that, I went undefeated for the rest of Swiss because I played against Sprite. Round 2, that one was a 2-0. Round 3 against Gate Guardians. By the way, shout out Alan, Gate Guardians. That was amazing. That's a scary deck. You can't remove stuff off the board because they just keep bringing stuff back. It was still 2-0, but he made me work for it. Round 5, I played against Scareclaw Castira. Shout out to my friend Luis for that. That one again, also he made me really work for it. It was really, really good match. Game 1 was very simplified. Other than that, my round 6 was against Castira's Super Heavy Samurai. Now that one was really interesting because game 2, he smoke screened out the Super Heavy Samurais. So it caught me off guard, which was the player's intention, so I gotta give him props for that. That one ended on a draw. So after 6 rounds of Swiss, I ended up 4-1-1.
Okay, that's solid.
Then on to top 8, I had a mirror match with the Marincess guy that I played against round 1. Mm-hmm. I managed to get that one 2-1, just because shout out Anti-Spell. Shout out Anti-Spell and Heradic Seal, it's too good. Then also in top 4, I played against Branded. My first Branded of the day. Normally I have good matchups against them, but I messed that one up and I ended up 1-2, dropping me out. Could have played that a little bit better, definitely a lot more better, but it's the game. You have all this exhaustion. After 7 rounds, you're pretty tired. It happens to anyone.
Yeah, it happens.
But still, we got top 4 and we got a box for that. Shout out Top Choice Gaming for this. Case tournament, can't beat it. It's really good value.
Okay, and do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share with us, Abdiel?
shout out, like I said, shout out my team. Shout out Jesus and Brian for theory crafting with me, for going over stuff. Shout out to my boy Eduardo for loaning me cards. Shout out to the other members of Sinister Gaming for constantly helping out with all the playtesting sessions and theory crafting. And then also shout out to my sister Julie for telling me to come here in the morning. Like, I overslept. I was like probably 20 minutes to get here, and she told me to get my ass over here, so I had to.
All right, then. Well, thanks for sharing with us, and we'll see you next time, Abdiel. Thanks for talking.
Thank you.